Very, very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back after a long break. So, good to see you. Same here, Mr. Jash Shah. So, I hope you guys have studied in all these days. I hope you are able to solve the questions of the chapters what I have discussed in this batch. Today is the last session. I'll be covering joint and byproduct in this session. So let's start, guys, with this new chapter that is joint and byproduct. I'm good, Shivani. What about you, my dear? Dhyanesh, let me check about the query session. I hope one or two query sessions will be allocated. So don't worry, my dear. So let's start, guys, with this chapter joint and byproduct. ये chapter जो है रह गया था हमारा because of some technical issues. So let's start, guys. Now this chapter is not a new chapter, but in continuation of a chapter that is process costing. I repeat again, this chapter is not a new chapter or a new thing. It's just in continuation of a chapter what we have already discussed, that is process costing. Now, what all new things we'll be discussing in this chapter? Let me give you a brief. Now, in process costing, what we used to do, what is process costing? It was a method of costing wherein a raw material has to pass through various processes before being converted into final product. So what we used to do in process costing is, we used to make inputs in a particular process. Further, we were incurring all the other costs, that is the conversion cost, that is labor, indirect expenses, whatever it is, and we were getting the output, and the output of that process is transferred to the next process. Now, the important point is, in process costing, we were getting only one type of product as output. So it was easy for us to calculate the total cost of product. Why? Because whatever the costs that are incurred in a process, whatever the costs that are incurred in that process belongs to that product only. I repeat again, we are starting. What happened, Priyanka? You are posting blank queries. So guys, what we have discussed in process costing is, we used to make inputs in a particular process and we were getting only one product as an output. So it was easy for us to calculate the cost of that output. The reason being that whatever the cost that is incurred in that process belongs to that product only. So it was very easy for us to calculate the total cost or the cost of that product. Now my point is, what if in case, if from a particular process, टू और मोर देन टू प्रोडक्ट इमर्ज हो. अब तक जो हमने डिस्कस किया उसमें जो भी प्रोसेस में हम लोग इनपुट्स करते थे, वी वर गेटिंग ओनली वन प्रोडक्ट एज एन आउटपुट. सो हमारे लिए कॉस्ट निकालना उस प्रोडक्ट का बहुत आसान होता था. बट माय पॉइंट इज, व्हाट इफ इन केस, इफ फ्रॉम अ पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस टू और मोर देन टू प्रोडक्ट्स इमर्ज आउट. द पॉइंट इज हाउ टू कैलकुलेट द कॉस्ट ऑफ दीज टू प्रोडक्ट, हाउ टू apportion the cost among these two products. That is all what we will be discussing in this chapter, joint and byproduct. No worries, Priyanka. Very good morning, Jyotija. So herein, there are 2 points, that is joint product and byproduct. So from a particular process, if two or more than two products emerge out, The question is how to calculate the cost of these two products, how to distribute the cost of the process among these two products. That is all what we'll be discussing in this chapter, that is joint and byproduct costing. So the major point, the major exercise what we will be doing in this chapter is what? To distribute the cost of a process among two or more than two products. So herein there are 2 points, that is joint product and byproduct. Now what is joint product and what is byproduct? Now when talking about joint product, if from a particular process two or more than two products emerge out, both these products or all these products have significant value, then these products are known as joint product. So what is joint product, guys? One second. So what is joint product and byproduct? When from a particular process two or more than two products emerge out having significant or identical value. What is joint product? When from a particular process two or more than two products emerge out, both having significant or identical value, or we can say or the products are of equal importance, then we call it as a joint product. अगर एक प्रोसेस से टू और मोर देन टू प्रोडक्ट्स इमर्ज आउट होते हैं which are of equal importance and both these products or all these products have significant value or identical value, then these products are known as joint product. The best example is, let's say I'm into business of processing crude oil. Now from crude oil we are getting three products. From processing of crude oil we are getting three products: petrol, diesel, and gasoline. So all these products are of equal importance. All these products have significant value or identical value. Then these products are known. All these three products are known as what? The joint product of the raw material, that is my crude oil. So what is joint product? When from a particular process two or more than two products emerge out having significant or identical value, or the products are of equal importance, then they are known as joint product. The example is when we do process crude oil, three products emerge out from a particular process: petrol, diesel, and gasoline. Now all these three products are of equal importance. All these three products have significant and identical value. That's why these three products are known as joint product. Very good morning, Sraboni. Now the next point is, what is byproduct? Now the next point is, what is byproduct? Now this byproduct we don't want to manufacture. It is an incidental waste that arises during the course of manufacture of main product. What is byproduct? Byproduct manufacture करने की हमारी कोई इच्छा नहीं है, but ये एक incidental waste है that arises during the course of manufacture of these main product. So what is byproduct? Incidental waste that arises during the course of manufacture of main product. What is byproduct? I repeat again, ये byproduct we have no intention to manufacture. ये अपने आप manufacture हो जाता है. What it is? It is an incidental waste that arises during the course of manufacture of main product. So we can say when talking about the example of byproduct, we can say molasses manufactured during the course of manufacture of sugar. Another example, let's say we are into business of processing of milk. So from milk, we are getting a main product, let's say butter, and we are getting a byproduct, let's say buttermilk. Now, butter or buttermilk की importance equal नहीं है. I repeat again, guys. Mr. Rama S, please increase the volume of your laptop. I hope I'm audible to all guys, all of you guys. Very good morning, Pranav. So guys, I'm into business of processing of milk. Now, from milk, we are getting two products, that is butter and buttermilk. Now, we cannot say that butter and buttermilk are of equal importance or of equal value. Butter is approx, let's say 600 rupees per kg, and we can say the bottle of buttermilk is rupees 6 per liter. So we can't compare butter with buttermilk. So in that case, butter will be the joint product and buttermilk will be the byproduct. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your queries. Vedant, Bora, the important point is first and the foremost thing, you have to be thorough with the concepts. Try to solve all the questions of study material and past practice manual. Apart from this, at least I suggest you to solve at least 7 to 8 RTPs, mock test paper, and past examination questions. Then I can say that yes, this much preparation is more than sufficient to appear for the exams. If you guys have any doubts in this part, what is joint product, what is byproduct, you guys can please post your queries. Waiting for your queries, guys. In the meanwhile, I request you guys to please copy this part. I'm not sure about this industry, Manoj Kumar Thakur. So if you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. I repeat again, very important point. We are starting with this chapter joint and byproduct for the students who have joined bit late. So for their understanding, we are discussing this chapter joint and byproduct. This chapter is in continuation of a chapter we have already discussed in previous sessions, that is process costing. In process costing, after making an input from in a particular process, we are getting only one product as an output. So whatever the cost that belongs to that process will be the cost of that product. So it was very easy for us to calculate the cost of a particular product. But now a new thing, what if in case, if from a particular process, two or more than two products emerge out? So the point is how to distribute the cost of that process among these two products. That we'll be discussing in joint and byproduct. When talking about joint product, when from a particular process, if two or more than two products emerge out having equal importance, significant or identical value, then these products are known as joint product. When talking about byproduct, we don't want to manufacture byproduct. अपने आप manufacture हो जाता है. So what is byproduct? It is an incidental waste that arises during the course of manufacture of main product. No worries, Sujna. So now let's start with this concept of joint and byproduct. The point is how to distribute the joint cost among the two products, or how to distribute the cost of a process among these two, among two or more than two products. Yes, Dhyanesh. Now let's say I'm into manufacturing business and my raw material has to pass through various processes before being converted into final product. Now let's say I have made an input in process first, that is my material. Apart from material, we have incurred various costs, that is the conversion cost, we call it as the labor cost and indirect expenses. So from this process first, I'm getting two products as an output. Let's say product A and product B. Now, this product A is further processed, let's say in process second, and product B is further processed in process third. Again, separate set of costs are incurred in process second and process third. Let's say material cost, labor cost and other expenses. Similarly, in process third also, separate set of costs are incurred, let's say material, labor and other expenses. Now, after processing of product A in process second, we are getting the final output, let's say product AA. And again, after processing further this product B in process third, we are getting our final product, let's say product BB. Our major motto is to manufacture AA and BB, but however, we are getting the intermediate products also, that is product A and product B. So this is the scenario. Now, very important, our major motto is what? To fix up the selling price of product AA and BB. Since we are manufacturing, our final product is AA and BB, our major motto is what? To fix up the selling price of AA and BB. To fix up the selling price, we need to calculate the total cost. I repeat again. 1 second. So guys, these two are our final product. Our major motto is what? To calculate the selling price of these two products. Now, to calculate the selling price, we have to first calculate the total cost. We have to first calculate the total cost of product AA and BB. Now, the cost of process second, we can say that it belongs to product AA. The cost of process third, we can simply say belongs to product BB. I repeat again, we can easily say that the cost of process second belongs to AA. The cost of process third belongs to product BB. Now, is this the total cost of AA? No. Is this the total cost of BB? No. We have to distribute the cost of process first among AA and BB to calculate the total cost. So this is all what exercise we'll be doing in this chapter. That is, I repeat again, the cost of process second belongs to AA. The cost of process third belongs to BB. But what about the cost of process first? The point is how to distribute the cost of process first among AA and BB to calculate the total cost. So that is all what we'll be discussing in this chapter. That is joint and byproduct cost. So the major object of this chapter is what? Distribution of joint. Now the point is I have used the word distribution of joint cost. Now what is joint cost? And again a new point, what is joint cost? Very simple. The cost of process first is what we call as the joint cost. What is joint cost? The cost of process first is what we call as the joint cost. Or we can say what is joint cost? The cost incurred before the point of separation is joint. Again, a new term, the point of separation. What is the point of separation? This is the point of separation. From this point, two or more than two products emerge out. So this is what we call as the point of separation, or we can say split of point. So herein, when talking about joint cost, what is joint cost? The cost incurred before the point of separation. So in this case, we can say the cost of process first is what? My joint cost. When talking about the point of separation or split of point, so this is the split of point because at this point, the cost need to be distributed among two products. So this is what we call it as the split of point or point of separation. And joint cost, the cost incurred before the point of separation is what? My joint cost. Let's say I have two processes, process first and process second. And after process second, there is a point of separation. Now, in this case, the cost of process first and process second will be what? My joint cost. So, herein in this case, what is my joint cost? The cost of process first. When talking about the point of separation, this is the point of separation. Now, one more term, further processing cost. Herein in this case, the cost of process second is the further processing cost of product double A. The cost of process third is what? The further processing cost of product B. So what is further processing cost? The cost incurred after the split of point or after the point of separation is what we call as the further processing cost. So the cost incurred after the point of separation is what we call as further processing cost. So three terms: split of point or point of separation, joint cost, and further processing cost. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your query. In the meanwhile, I suggest you guys to please copy this explanation. Yes, Dhyanesh, we can say this. Shri Sai Srujna, sir, I was unable to join live for marginal costing. No worries, Srujna, that's okay. I hope you are thorough with the concepts of marginal costing. Good morning, Mitesh. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. I request you guys to please copy this part. So let's start with the distribution of joint cost. That is how to distribute the cost that is of process first among two products, that is product A and product B, to calculate the total cost of product AA and BB. So let's start, guys. Now, the best method is what? The best method to distribute the joint cost is what? The value, the market value of product A and product B in the ratio of market value at split off point. So the best method to distribute the joint cost is what? Market value at split off point. Let's say we are manufacturing product AA and BB. These two are our final product. However, during the course of manufacture of AA and BB, we are getting two intermediate products, that is A and B. Now these product A and B have active market. These products can be sold in the market. Suppose हम लोग sell नहीं करते हैं, but few other companies are manufacturing only product the product A and B, and they are selling in the market. So the market value of product A and B is readily available. So the best approach is what? If the market value of product A and product B is available, then the best way is what? To distribute the joint cost among the market value of product A and B. हम लोग मार्केट में सेल नहीं कर रहे हैं, मगर हमारे कॉम्पिटिटर्स या अदर मैन्युफैक्चरर्स आर सेलिंग इन द मार्केट दैट दिस प्रोडक्ट A and B. So the market value is readily, if the market value is readily available of product A and product B, so the best approach to distribute the joint cost is what? In the ratio of market value of the intermediate product, that is product A and B. So the best approach is what? If the market value at split off point is available, that is of product A and product B is available, then the best way is what? Distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value of product A and B. Let's say from process first we are getting two products. Let's say product A and B. Let's say 200 units were manufactured. Let's say 200 units were manufactured of product A and 300 units were manufactured of product B. Now, one of a dealer is selling these products in the market, even though we are not selling, but one of the competitor or one of the dealer is selling these products in the market. Let's say product A is sold at the rate ₹20, and let's say product B is sold at the rate 50. Product A is sold at the rate 20 and product B can be sold at the rate 50. Now further, let's say my joint cost is 3,80,000. Let's say my joint cost is 3,80,000. Now, how to distribute the joint cost? As the name itself says, that the joint cost can be distributed at the market value at split off point. So, in this case, my joint cost of 3,80,000 will be distributed in the ratio of market value of product A and product B. So, when talking about the market value of product A, it will be distributed in the ratio of 4,000 is to 15,000, or we can say 4 is to 15. So my joint cost is 3,80,000. So my joint cost will be distributed as 80,000 and 3 lakh. So this is how my joint cost will be distributed among product A and B. And this cost will be added in the cost of process second to calculate the cost of product AA. And this cost will be added in cost of process third to calculate the total cost of product BB. So the best approach is what? I'm talking it from the practical point of view. The best approach is what? If the market value of these intermediate products are available, then joint cost will be distributed at the market value at split off point. That is the market value of intermediate products. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. I request you guys to please copy this part. So this is all what about market value at split off point. So if product A and B have active market, then the best possible approach is what? To distribute the joint cost is what? The cost will be distributed at market value at split off point. Now, let's proceed further. Now the question is, what if in case the market value of product A and B is not available? There is no active market of product A and B. ना तो हम लोग इसे बेचते हैं, ना पूरी दुनिया में इसे कोई बेचता है. No one is selling this product A and B. The product A and B are not marketable. Now the point is how to distribute the joint cost. I repeat again, there is no active market of my intermediate product, that is product A and B. So since there is no market, the market value will not be available. Now the question is how to distribute the joint cost. So here what we will do is we'll calculate the dummy market value. We'll calculate the dummy market value. Now how come? So here in the next method comes into picture, that is net realizable value method. So if the market value of product A and B is not available, what we will do? We will calculate the dummy market value. Now the question is how to calculate the dummy market value. We have to calculate the dummy market value of product A and product B. So what we will do is we'll do the reverse calculation. We will take the sales value of product AA and BB. In this, we'll deduct the selling expenses that are incurred to sell these two products, that is AA and BB. Apart from this selling expenses, we will deduct the further processing cost, that is cost of process second and process third. So we will deduct the further processing cost so the value as calculated will be my dummy market value of product A and B, or we can say it is called as the net realizable. So if the market value at split off point or if the market value of intermediate products are not available, then what we will do is we'll calculate the dummy market value, that is the net realizable value. That is, from the selling price, we will discuss if there are any selling expenses given, then we'll deduct the selling expenses. Thereafter, we will deduct the further processing cost. So the value as calculated will be what? The net realizable value of product A and B. So the joint cost, whatever the joint cost that is incurred, will be distributed in this ratio. So let's take a situation. Let's take a situation wherein my joint cost is available. That is, let's say 64,500. My joint cost is 64,500. Now, $200 units were manufactured of product AA, and let's say 200 units were manufactured of product BB. The output of product AA can be sold in the market at the rate rupees 170 per unit, and this can be sold in the market at the rate rupees 260 per unit. So the selling price of AA and BB is given in the question. Herein, there is no active market of product A and B. Now the further processing cost of product AA and BB is also given. That is 4,000 and 32,000. 4,000 for process second and 32,000 for process third. Now the question is how to distribute the joint cost. So again, we can simply distribute the joint cost in the ratio of net realizable value. When talking about the net realizable value, what we will do is the sales value of AA and BB, that is 200. Let's keep it like that only. So sales value of AA will be how much? 34,000. This will be how much? 52,000. The selling expenses are not given. However, further processing cost is given. That is 4,000 and 32,000. So we can easily calculate the net realizable value of product AA and BB. That will be 30,000 and 20,000. So in this case, my joint cost will be distributed in the ratio of 3:2. That is 34 minus 4, 30,000, and 52 minus 32, that is 20,000. So my joint cost will be distributed in the ratio of 30,000 is to 20,000. That is 3:2. So my joint cost is how much? 64,500. It will be distributed in the ratio of net realizable value, that is 3:2. So 64,500. This will be 38,700. And this will be 25,800. So when talking about net realizable value, this method will apply only when the market value at split off point is not available. The market value of these two intermediate products are not available. Then we will apply net realizable value method. That is, we will first calculate the net realizable value, that is the dummy market value of product A and B. And once the dummy market value is calculated, we will distribute the joint cost in that ratio. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. At the end of the day, Pranav, we have to calculate the ratio. That is very important, Pranav. I request you guys to please copy this part. Yes, both the approaches are different. These are the various ways of distributing the joint cost just. So, when talking about the first priority will be given to what the market value of these intermediate products, that is product A and B. If in question the market value of product A and B is not given, then what we will do? We'll proceed further for calculating the net realizable value. So when talking about the net realizable value, very simple. The sale value will be available for product AA and double B. Since our final product is AA and double B, so we can easily calculate the sales value. We can easily get the sales value of AA and double B. So we'll take the sales value of AA and double B minus if there are any selling expenses incurred separately for AA and double B, it will be deducted. Thereafter, the cost of process second and process third, we call it as the further processing cost. It will be deducted to calculate the net realizable value. So these two approaches are different. The answers will be different. Srujana, 64,500 is the joint cost. It is given in the question. I have assumed that my joint cost is 64,500. My further processing cost is 4,000 for process second. For process third, it is 32,000. And further, these sales values are also given in the question. So the whatever that is written using red ink is given in the question. This information is given in the question. No, the answers will be different in all the methods. Surujana, I hope you are clear what I want to explain. Whatever that is written in red is the information that is given in the question. So in question, the information wherein my joint cost is 64,500. The cost of further processing product A is 4,000. The cost of further processing of product B is 32,000. and the sales value is also given, that is 200 units at the rate 170 and 200 units at the rate 260. So this information is given in the question. The answers will be different. Sunil Kumar and Just Shah. Let's see, Sujna. Hopefully, 1 or 2 query sessions will be allocated. Don't worry, Sujna. I request you guys to please copy this part. Now, let's proceed further. In the first part, we discussed that if the product A and product B can be sold in the market or they have active market, and if the market value is available, it means what? We have to distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value at split off point. That is the market value of intermediate products. If the market value is not available, what we will do is that we'll calculate the dummy market value. That is what we call as the net realizable value. And we will distribute the joint cost in that ratio. Now, let's take one more situation. Let's take one more situation. What if in case some information is missing in the question? In question, let's say the information, see, the first point, the product A and B are not marketable. Let's say no information is given as regards the further processing cost of process third. Now the point is how to solve the question. So my point is very simple, guys. If some information is missing in the question as regards the further processing cost, or we can say the sales value of product AA or B, and further the market value of product A and product B is not given, then the point is how to distribute the joint cost. So very simple, guys. If we cannot apply these two methods, then the better is what? Distribute the joint cost in the ratio of physical units of product A and B. So if the market value is not available, then what we will do is we'll distribute the joint cost in the ratio of physical units of product A and B. Guys, in most of the cases, examiner will give you that which method you have to apply. But what if in case the question is silent? Agar question tricky aaya and the question is silent that you have to use so and so method, then you have to use this approach. The first approach is what? Distribute the joint cost in the ratio of market value at split off point. If you cannot apply this method, then check whether you can apply this method, that is net realizable value method. Can you calculate the dummy market value or the net realizable value? If you can, then proceed further with this method. But what if in case we cannot apply this method, that is net realizable value method, due to the reasons that some information is missing in the question. Then the point is how to distribute the joint cost. So in this case, we will distribute the joint cost in the ratio of physical units. Let's take an example. My joint cost is 1,20,000 rupees. We are manufacturing 500 units of product A and 700 units of product B. Product B can be sold in the market at the rate 200 rupees per unit. However, product A, the market value of product A is not available. The product A has no active market. Now, in this case, how to calculate, how to distribute the joint cost? So herein, in this case, we cannot apply the market value at split of point since the product A has no active market. So in this case, the joint cost, that is 1,20,000, the joint cost will be distributed in the ratio of physical units, that is 500:700. So my joint cost 1,20,000 into 500 divided by 1,200 will get 50,000, and 1,20,000 this is how the joint cost will be distributed. If you guys have any queries, you guys can please post your query. In most of the cases, examiner do provide you the information that which method you have to use. But if in extreme case, the question is silent, first check the market value at split of point. If the market value at split of point is available, perfect. If the market value at split of point is not available, then check, can we calculate the net realizable value? That is, do check whether the selling price of product A and double A and double B is given in the question, whether the further processing cost of product A and product B is also given. If it is given, then better calculate the net realizable value and distribute the joint cost in the ratio of net realizable value. But if we cannot calculate the net realizable value, that is, some information is missing in the question, then use this method, that is physical units method. ये method हर जगह apply होगा. ये method हर जगह apply होगा. This information will always be given in the question. Very good, Abdul. Very good, Kushi. No, Abdul. We cannot. Deepak Mehto, I'll be addressing your query later on. I request you guys to please copy this part. Now, guys, let's proceed further. Now, now guys, let's proceed further. Now, what if in case if some information is given in the question as regards variable cost and fixed cost? So, if any information is given in the question as regards variable cost and fixed cost, then what we will use is we can use contribution margin method also. So this method is to be applied only when the first point is the examiner asks us to apply this method. Second point, this method can be applied only when some information is given in the question as regards fixed cost and variable cost. I repeat again, this method is to be applied only when asked. Further, to apply this method, we need some information as regards variable cost and fixed cost. So let's say the breakup is given variable cost and fixed cost. And this is how my joint cost is given in the question. Now the point is how to distribute this joint cost. So when talking about variable cost, it will be distributed in the ratio of number of units. When talking about variable cost, it will be distributed in the ratio of number of units. When talking about fixed cost, it will be distributed in the ratio of contribution as calculated. When talking about contribution, what is contribution? Sales minus so very important guys, if the examiner asks us to apply this method, then only this method will be applied. Second point, to apply this method, we need the breakup of the joint cost, that is into variable cost and fixed cost. When talking about variable cost, the variable cost will be distributed in the ratio of number of units. And when talking about fixed cost, it will be distributed in the ratio of contribution as calculated. Now, what is contribution? Sales minus variable cost. If you guys have any doubts in this part, please post your queries. I'll be discussing one example on this method also. Now this information is given in the question, and the question is asked us clearly to apply contribution margin method. Now the point is how to apply this method. So now when talking about the question is asked us to apply contribution margin method. So what we will do is we'll first calculate the sales value, that is 100 into 60, that is 6,000, and 120 into 30, that is 3,600. When talking about variable cost, it will be distributed in the ratio of number of units, that is 100 is to 120. So my variable cost is 4,400. So this will be distributed in the ratio of 100 is to 120. So this will be 2,000 and this will be 2,400. So the variable cost as distributed is 2,000 and 2,400. So my contribution will be how much? This will be 4,000 and 1,200. So the contribution we have already calculated. Now we can easily distribute our fixed cost. My fixed cost is 3,900. It will be distributed in the ratio of 40 is to 12. So this will be 3,000 and this will be 900. So product A and product B. My variable cost is distributed as 2,000 and 2,400 and fixed cost is distributed as 3,000 and 900. So the joint cost is distributed as 5,000 among A and 3,300 in product B. So this is how the joint cost will be distributed. Piyush, your statement is incorrect. You can please check the answer. Priyanka Pandey, when talking about the variable cost, it varies according to the production. The variable cost per unit, if the question is silent, we will assume that it is same. Very good, Alok. Very good, Abdul. If you guys have any doubts in this method, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your queries, guys. Herein, when talking about my variable cost, the variable cost is distributed in the ratio of physical units. And when talking about fixed cost, it will be distributed in the ratio of contribution as calculated. So when talking about physical units, 100 and 120, so my 4400 variable cost is distributed in the ratio of 100 is to 120. So we got these two figures, that is 2000 and 2400. So we can easily calculate the contribution, that is 6000 minus 2000, that is 4000, 3600 minus 2400, that is 1200. So 4 is to 1.2, or we can say 40 is to 12 is the ratio of contribution. So the fixed cost of 3900 will be distributed in the ratio of 40 is to 12. So 3900. So when talking about the total joint cost of 8300, the cost that is distributed to A is 5000 and to B it is 3300. Any doubts, Priyanka, Srujna, Shivani, Alok, Pranav, Dhyanesh, Jyoti, Sraboni, Mr. Rama S, Priyanka, Jash Shah, Nikita Namal, Sushil Kumar Barik, Sunil Kumar. I request you guys to please copy this part. Yes, Nikita. Yes, Jyoti. Any doubts? Piyush, any doubts? I hope now, Piyush, you can understand that what is the difference. When talking about the weightage of this chapter, the weightage of this chapter is 4 to 8 marks. But in extreme cases, the examiner may ask question up to 12 marks on this chapter. So guys, you have to learn this chapter. Anyways, you will find a question of 4 to 8 marks in exams. Piyush, herein price also plays an important role. That's why the ratio will change. The selling price. Now, there is one more method that is given in the study material, that is market value after further processing. The name itself is more than clear. The name itself says that market value after further processing. फर्दर प्रोसेसिंग के बाद जो भी मार्केट वैल्यू आता है उसमें आप जॉइंट कॉस्ट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दीजिए. लेट्स से 500 units were manufactured of product double A and 300 units were manufactured of product double B. These units can be sold in the market at the rate 100 and these units can be sold in the market, let's say at the rate 50. These units can be sold in the market at the rate 100 and these units can be sold in the market at the rate 50. Now let's say my joint cost is given in the question. This is the information that is given in the question, guys. Now let's say my joint cost is given in the question. ₹2,60,000. Let's say the joint cost is given in the question, that is ₹2,60,000. So herein, this joint cost of ₹2,60,000 will be distributed among A and B in the ratio of 500 into 100, that is 50,000, and 300 into 50, that is 15,000. So this will be 2 lakh and this will be 60,000. Again, this method is to be applied only when asked in examination. I repeat again, this method is to be applied only when the clear instructions are given to apply this method. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. Yes, Abdul, if it is like NRV method, just in this method, we are not deducting. Yes, in NRV method, we calculate the net realizable value, that is sales value minus further processing cost. We will get the NRV. But in this question, it is given that we have to apply market value after further processing. So the sales value of the final product, that is double A and double B, will be taken. That is 50,000 and 15,000. That is 300 at the rate 50, that is 15,000, and 500 at the rate 100. 500 at the rate 100 and 300 at the rate 50. Again, this method is to be applied, is to be used only when asked in the question. This method is also to be used only when asked in the question. If the question is silent, you have to use any of these three methods. I request you guys to please copy this explanation. Any doubts, Rujna, Priyanka, Shivani, Abdul, any doubts? Khushi, Surotia, any doubts? So now, These are the various methods for distribution of joint cost, wherein the best approach is to apply market value at split of point. If we can apply the market value at split of point, this is the best approach. If we cannot apply, then better use net realizable value method. But if net realizable value method cannot be applied, then the last option we have is what? To distribute in physical units method. So if the question is silent, then you have to use any of these three methods. However, in most of the question, the information will be given as regards which method you have to use. So I hope you guys are thorough with this part. Now let's proceed further. We are done with the distribution of joint cost. Now let's proceed further with the next part of the chapter. I request you guys to please copy these methods. That is the first method what we have discussed, that is market value at split of point. The second one is the net realizable value method. The third one is physical units method. Contribution margin method to be applied only when asked specifically. Market value after further processing again to be used only when asked specifically. Now let's proceed further. Treatment of cost of byproduct. Now, what will be the treatment of byproduct? What will be the treatment of cost of byproduct? That is the incidental waste that arises during the course of manufacture of main product. Now, the treatment of realizable value of byproduct. Now, if the byproducts are sold in the market, I repeat again, molasses can be sold in the market, buttermilk also we can get it in the market. So these byproducts are sold in the market. So if these byproducts can be sold in the market, तो जो भी पैसा हमें आया, the realizable value what we are getting, what will be the treatment of that realizable value? So when talking about the treatment of byproduct in cost account, when the value is small, the byproducts are sold in the market at a very small value. So in this case, what we will do is the amount realized on sale of byproduct either will be deducted from the joint cost. Amount realized on sale of byproduct either will be deducted from the joint cost, or the other alternative treatment is we can transfer it to costing P&L. Both the approaches are correct. So if the value is very small, if we are selling these byproducts in the market and they are getting a very small value or a nominal value, then in that case, the two treatments are possible. The first treatment is either deduct the value realized on sale of byproduct from the joint cost, that is जो भी हमारी joint cost है उसमें byproduct का जो value realize हुआ है, the amount realized on sale of byproduct, the whatever the value that is realized will be deducted from the joint cost. Alternatively, what you can do is you can transfer it to costing. Now the second situation wherein the byproduct sales value is considerable. बाय प्रोडक्ट का जो वैल्यू हम लोग बाय प्रोडक्ट जो हम लोग मार्केट में सेल कर रहे, दे आर सोल्ड एट अ वेरी गुड वैल्यू, देन इन दैट केस treat the byproduct as main product. Treat the byproduct as the आप बाय प्रोडक्ट को भी क्या मान लीजिए, मेन प्रोडक्ट मान लीजिए, जस्ट लाइक वी कैन से द जॉइंट प्रोडक्ट. So if the byproducts are sold in the market at a very nominal value or at a very small value, then two treatments are possible. The first treatment is either deducted from the joint cost, or the second treatment is what the amount realized will be transferred directly to the costing P&L. Both the treatments are correct. But yes, if the byproducts are of considerable value, एक बड़े amount पे हमने byproduct को बेचा है, then treat the byproduct, treat the byproduct as the main product. Now, one more situation when byproducts are further processed. Byproduct जो आ रहा है, whatever the byproduct we are getting, there is no active market of that byproduct. So, however, we are processing further these byproducts. Now, so when the byproducts are further processed, now if realizable value after further processing if realizable value of the byproduct after further processing is of small value, then again the same treatment. That is, amount realized will be either deducted from the joint cost or we can transfer it out to costing P&L. And if of considerable value, after further processing of byproducts, the amount realized on sale of byproduct is of considerable value, then in that case, we will treat the byproduct as a main. So this is all what about treatment of byproduct. Very simple, guys. The first part, कोई भी further processing नहीं कर रहे हैं, direct byproduct अगर sale कर रहे हैं, if it is of small amount, then very simple, either transfer it to costing P&L or deduct the amount realized from the joint cost. Second point, if the byproducts are sold in the market at a considerable value, then in that case, treat these byproducts as the main product. Now, if the byproduct requires further processing, when the byproducts are further processed, now after further processing, if the realizable value is very small, again the same treatment, that is either deduct the amount realized from the joint cost or transfer it to costing P&L. And after further processing, suppose byproduct को further process करते हैं, उसके बाद उसकी value बढ़ जाती है, in that case, treat the byproduct as the main product. So this is all what about treatment of byproduct. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your query. Somewhere we can say yes, Dhyanesh. Srujana, it is done by the cost department. If you guys have any doubts, queries in this part, you guys can please post your queries. I request you guys to please copy this treatment of realizable value of byproduct. Anyone else having any doubts, queries? Srujna, Abdul, Jash, Jyoti, Dhyanesh, Piyush, Pranav. Sir, do we subtract the further processing cost from the sales value before transferring the amount to the costing P&L? Yes, Priyanka, we will deduct the further processing cost before the balance amount to be transferred to costing P&L, my dear. So guys, let's take a break of 15 minutes. We'll discuss one question on joint and byproduct. So let's take a break of 15 minutes. I'll be back after 15 minutes, guys. Mani sir. Welcome back, guys. Now, I request you guys to please download the notes or assignment notes I have provided. It is available over portal. I'll be discussing one question that is given in my notes. Similar question is there in the past practice manual. So giving you 2 minutes time, I request you guys to please download. सर प्लीज आप पीपीटी को जूम पे कर देंगे. For the students who are not been able to download, I have shared the screen for your reference. I request you guys to please take the screenshot. This is the first page. And this is the second page. The same question is there in the past practice manual also. This is the first page. And this is the second page. You can check it over Google. I mean, you can just write past practice manual. It is available over ICA website only, Srujna. So let's start. So let's start with question number 1, that is Pokemon chocolates manufactures and distribute chocolate products. It purchases cocoa beans and process them into 2 intermediate products. So I'm discussing question number 1 from my notes. That is Pokemon chocolate manufactures and distribute chocolate products. It purchases cocoa beans and process them into 2 intermediate products. That is chocolate powder liquor base and milk chocolate liquor base. So what it do? The raw material is cocoa beans. From processing cocoa beans, they are getting 2 products, that is chocolate powder liquor base and the second product what they are getting is milk chocolate liquor base. the two intermediate product became separately identifiable at a split of point. So this point is the split of point. Now, it is given that from every 500 pounds of cocoa beans yield 20 gallons of chocolate powder liquor base and 30 gallons of milk chocolate liquor base. The chocolate powder liquor base is further processed into chocolate powder, and every 20 gallons of chocolate powder liquor base yield 200 pounds of chocolate powder. So, this chocolate powder liquor base is further processed into the final product, that is chocolate powder. And further it is given that the milk chocolate liquor base is further processed into milk chocolate. So this is further processed into milk chocolate. I am doing nothing but just writing the question in the diagrammatic way. So the milk chocolate liquor base is further processed into milk chocolate, and every 30 gallons of milk chocolate liquor base yield 340 pounds of milk chocolate. Production and sales data for October 2013 are: cocoa beans processed 7,500 pounds. So the quantity of cocoa bean processed is how much? 7,500 pounds. Further, the cost of processing cocoa beans to split off point, including the purchase of bean, is 7,12,500. So my joint cost is also given. ₹7,12,500. Further, the production is given, that is for chocolate powder and milk chocolate. The sales data is given, the selling price is given. Further, in October 2013, the separable cost of processing chocolate powder liquor into chocolate powder are ₹3,02,812.50. So herein the further processing cost is given, that is 3,02,812 rupees and 50 paisa. And the separable cost of processing milk chocolate liquor base into milk chocolate are 623,437.50. 623,437.50. So the further processing cost is given. Further, it is given that the Pokemon full process both of its intermediate product into chocolate powder or milk chocolate. There is an active market for the intermediate products also, wherein the liquor base can be sold at the rate 997.50 per gallon. So again, this can be sold at the rate 997.50 per gallon. And the milk chocolate liquor base can be sold at the rate 1,235 per gallon. So this can be sold at the rate 1,235 per gallon. Further, it is the selling price of chocolate powder and milk chocolate is also given. That is 190 and 237.5. So this is the information that is given in the question. Now we'll do few calculations to calculate the quantity. So let's get back to the first page. Here in the second paragraph, the two intermediate product becomes separately identifiable at a single split of point. Further, it is given from every 500 pounds of cocoa beans yield 20 gallons of chocolate powder liquor base. So from every 500 pounds, we are getting 20 gallons. So total 7,500 pounds were processed. From every 500 pounds, we are getting 20 what? 20 gallons of chocolate powder liquor base. So in aggregate, we are getting 300 gallons. How come 300 gallons? 7,500 is the total quantity processed. For every 500 pounds, we are getting 20 gallons. 500 pounds, we are getting 20 gallons. Again, guys, I'm just writing the question, but in a simple way. I'm just writing the extracts of the question. So this is the best approach to solve the questions in exams. Further, it is given, and 30 gallons of milk chocolate liquor base from every 500 pounds. So again, 7,500 divided by 500 into 30. So this is 450. 450 gallons. Further, let's proceed further. The chocolate powder liquor base is further processed into chocolate powder, and every 20 gallons chocolate powder will yield 200 pounds of chocolate powder. So from every 20 gallons, they are getting how much? From every 20 gallons, they are getting 200 pounds of chocolate. Total, there are 300 gallons. From every 20 gallons, they are getting 200. They are getting 200 pounds of chocolate powder. So 300 divided by 20 into 200. So this will be 3,000 pounds. And similarly, in case of milk chocolate also, it is given that every 30 gallons, it will yield 340 pounds. That is, total number of gallons are 450. Every 30 gallons will yield how much? 340 pounds. That is total 5,100 pounds. This information is given in the question, but guys, very important, we should cross-check the information that is given in the question. So this is the way we can cross-check the information that is given in the question. So guys, अब तक हम लोगों ने कुछ भी नहीं किया है. जो इतना बड़ा 2 पेज का क्वेश्चन था, उसको हम लोगों ने एक चार्ट फॉर्म में बना लिया. That is, the first point is what? How many cocoa beans are processed? 7,500. How much is the joint cost? 7,12,500. How many number of units? How many number of units were manufactured of the intermediate product? 300 gallons and 450 gallons. And their value also we have written. We'll calculate the total amount also. That is 300 into 997.50. So this will be 299,250. So this will be 555. So this is the market value of intermediate product. Further, the further processing cost also we have written. So this is my further processing cost. That is 3,02,812 rupees 50 paisa and 6,23,437 rupees and 50 paisa. Again, my final product is chocolate powder and milk chocolate. So total 3,000 pounds were manufactured of chocolate powder. How come 3,000 pounds? I have already written the explanation. And how come 5,100 pounds? I have written the explanation. We'll also calculate the market value. That is 3,000 into 190. So this will be 5,70,000. And 5,100 into 237.5. So this will be 1211,250. 1211,250. So guys, I have not started the solution. मैंने question जो है एक chart form में बना दिया है. Now once this chart is ready, we can solve any of the questions. So guys, if you have any doubts in this question, first of all, again, this is the question, not the solution, guys. So now my question is ready. Now let's proceed with the solution. If you guys have any doubts in this question, first and the foremost thing, you guys can please post your query. Thereafter, we'll start writing the solution. That is whatever that is required. So waiting for your queries in this part. I hope my board is visible to all. Very good, Abdul. I've already discussed this part, Abdul. I hope my board is visible to all. Very good, Sunil Kumar. So now guys, let's proceed further with the solution. Now what is required? Calculate how the joint cost of 7,12,500 would be allocated between the chocolate powder and milk chocolate liquor base under the following method. The first method is sales value at split off point. So let's start, guys. The first is sales value at split off point. So this is my split off point and we have already calculated the sales value. So 7,12,500 will be distributed in the ratio of what? This is my sales value at split off point. So this will be distributed in the ratio of 2,99,250 is to 555,750. So let's distribute the joint cost. So this will be 249,375. $463,125. So this is the first method, that is sales value at split off point. Now let's start with the second method, wherein we have to distribute the joint cost in the ratio of physical measures, that is the number of gallons, again 7,12,500 will be distributed in the physical ratio, that is 300 gallons is to 450 gallons. So my ratio will be 300 is to 450. So 7,12,500 divided by 750 into 300 So this will be 2,85,000. This will be 4,27,500. The second part is over. Now let's proceed further with the third part, wherein they are saying that estimated net realizable value method. Estimated So let's calculate the NRV of chocolate powder liquor base CPLB and milk chocolate liquor base. So milk chocolate liquor base. So in this first we will take the sales value of chocolate powder and milk chocolate, that is 5,70,000, the final sales value, minus 12,11,250. Sorry, 12,11,250. In this, we will deduct the further processing cost. This is my further processing cost. That is given in the question, that is 3,02,812. And 50 paisa and 623,437.50. 623,437.50. So this is my NRV. So this will be 5,70,000 minus 3,02,812.50. 267,187.5. So this is my NRV. So my joint cost of 7,12,500 will be distributed in this ratio, that is 26,187.5 is to 5,878.12.5. So this will be 222,656. Four eight nine eight double four. If you guys have any doubts in these methods, you guys can please post your query. This is the way of measuring, Pranav. If you guys have any doubts in these three methods, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your queries, guys. Further, I request you guys to please copy the solution, because again, I'll be raising, because two more parts are left out of this question. So you guys can please copy this part. Any doubts? Dhyanesh, Sunil Kumar, Abdul, Srujna, Sushil Kumar, Pranav, Piyush, any doubts? Vedant, Dhyanesh, Jash Shah, Alok, Priyanka, Jyoti, any doubts? Yes, Vedant. Now there is one more method that is given in this question, that is constant gross margin percentage method. So again, it's a very easy method. In this, we calculate first in the foremost thing the gross profit. So we'll first take the sales value, the total sales value of the final product, that is 5,70,000 plus 12,11,250. So my total sales value will be 17,81,250 minus the further processing cost, the total further processing cost, that is 3,02,812.50 . So this will be 926,250 minus the joint cost, that is 7,12,500. We'll calculate the profit, that is 17,81,250. So this will be 142,500. My gross profit. Thereafter, we'll calculate the percentage gross profit, that is 142,500 divided by 17,81,250 into 100. So this will be 8%. So in constant gross margin method, again guys, this is a new method that is not given in the study material, but yes, examiner have asked this question in exams. So I'm discussing this method. So here in the gross margin is already calculated. That is the percentage of profit what we are getting. So now we can easily distribute the joint cost as sales value, my total sales value, that is 570, well, 11,250. In this, we will deduct the gross profit, that is at the rate 8% of sales. This will be 45,600. This will be my total cost, that is Sales minus gross profit will be my total cost, that is 524400. Similarly, in case of milk chocolate, 1211250 into 8%. So this will be 96,900. So my total cost will be 1114350. Of this total cost, I have got the further processing cost, that is 3,02,812.50 and 623,437.50. So from the total cost, if we deduct the further processing cost, we will get the joint cost as allocated. So the total of these two will be 7,12,500. So this is constant gross margin method. Yes, Priyanka, the point is that you should read each and every point of the question one by one. The purpose of discussing this question is what? The major purpose of discussing this question is that don't get panicked while attending this exams. Don't get panicked while attending the question. Read the question carefully, find out the extract, and then start with the solution. So this is the constant gross margin method. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your query. Further, I request you guys to please copy the solution. Waiting for your queries, guys. Yes, Rujna. Again, when talking about the speed to solve the question, it comes with practice. So practice is the key. Waiting for your queries, guys. Further, when talking about the remaining part of the problem, could Pokemon have increased its operating income by change in its decision to fully process both of its intermediate product? So herein, the question is asking that it is advisable to process further, or we can directly sell this chocolate powder liquor base and milk chocolate liquor base. So you can easily calculate by using the incremental approach. That is, पहले revenue कितना हो रहा है 299 250. Now revenue is how much 570. So we will calculate the incremental revenue. We will compare this with the further processing cost. If it is positive, it means what we should process further. Similarly, in this case also, herein of the revenue of the intermediate product is 555750, and the revenue of the final product is 1211,250. So again, the incremental revenue will be compared with the further processing cost. If the figure is positive, we should process further. So this is all what about this question and this chapter, guys. So now, this is my last session, guys, of this batch. Thank you so much for your time and patience. It was really great interacting with you guys. I'm surely going to miss you guys. So thank you so much for your time and patience. Guys, do make a note of it. Practice, practice, and practice is the key to success. To develop speed, to get the confidence for solving the paper, you have to practice a lot. So try solving questions of study material, past practice manual, MTPs, RTPs. Apart from this, the past examination question, the more you will solve, the more you will be thorough with the concept and the more you will be confident. So the practice is the key to success. एक दोहा है कि करत करत अभ्यास के जड़मती होत सुजान. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि अगर आप कंटिन्यूस कोई चीज का प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, यू विल बी द मास्टर ऑफ इट. अगर एक छोटी सी रस्सी भी अगर पत्थर पे घिसते जाए तो उस पत्थर पे भी निशान पड़ जाता है. तो herein you guys are the intelligent people. So practice is the key. Try to solve as much as possible. You will surely be able to crack the papers. So thank you so much, guys, for your for all your. I mean, thank you so much, guys, for participating in the session. I tried my level best to cover all the concepts in detail. I'm surely going to miss you guys. If you guys have any queries in the meanwhile, you can write it to ICAI. I'll just check out that whether there is any query session allotted or not. If yes, then I'll be back with all your queries. So in the meanwhile, I mean, the query session will be mostly in the end, at the end of the March or mostly in the mid of the April. So in the meanwhile, I suggest you guys to solve as many as questions as possible, and wish you good luck for your exams. God bless you. I'm there with you. You can write a mail to me via ICAI portal. I mean, via ICAI. I'm available. I'll solve all your queries if you write a mail to ICAI for the queries and all. So I'm available till the last date of exams, of your exams. So don't worry, guys. Just stick to the concepts and practice as many as questions as you can. Wish you good luck. Thank you so much, guys. It was really great. Same here, Abdul. Thank you so much, Alok. Priyanka, again, whatever my suggestions are, that is the first point is try to solve as many as questions. No students are average. The major difference between the average and brilliant student is that the students do practice for perfection. So again, don't think that you are an average student. Just stick to the concepts, practice as many as questions as possible. That is the key to success. Thank you so much, Srujana. It was really great interacting with you. No worries, Dhyanesh. Even I was like, where is Dhyanesh? You were the most regular student in my batch. Thank you so much, Pranav. Thank you so much, Piyush. Priyanka Pandey, you can write a mail to ICAI. I'll be available all the time. So don't worry, Priyanka. Thank you so much, Sapna. Thank you so much, Alok. Vedant, thank you so much. So take care, guys. Wish you good luck. Thank you so much. You can write a mail to ICI. I'm available over mails to attend all your queries. So see you guys. Thank you so much.